This video demonstrates how to build a software installer that runs on any modern macOS computer using ClickInstall 7. The job of the installer is to copy files associated with your software to the applications folder on the user computer. On your development computer, start by creating several folders on the hard drive for the installer project. The source folder holds the files that will be delivered to the applications folder on the customer computer. This folder may contain the application itself, a user guide and other related files. The output folder holds the finished installer. The user will double-click that file to install the software on their computer. The installer can be delivered on a CD or USB drive, but normally it is downloaded from the internet. Since the installer is a Mac application file, most servers do not directly support that file type. ClickInstall produces a zipped copy of the installer file. Upload that file to your server and provide a link from your download page. When a user clicks the link, the installer is downloaded to the Downloads folder on their Mac computer. When downloading with the Safari browser, the zip file is automatically unzipped. When using Chrome, Firefox or other browsers, the user can double-click to unzip, then drag the installer file to the desktop and launch it. The support folder holds miscellaneous files used to build the installer. Those files might include background, logo and picture images or a code signing certificate. Let's review the main screen of the finished installer. Notice the background image, picture of our product icon and company logo. The screen contains brief instructions to the user and an install button to start the process. The main screen of ClickInstall contains information used to build the installer. At the top left, select an unused record and name it. Create a separate record for each installer you want to build. Click the Select button to choose the path of the source folder holding the files that you want delivered to the customer computer. The installer name field is the name of the generated installer. The zip file field names the zip. The installer location identifies a folder to hold those generated files. The output folder name is the name of the folder that will be created in the applications folder on the customer computer. Select one of the background images provided with ClickInstall or create your own. To add a picture to the top left corner, select an image file. If you plan to generate several installers, you can add a company logo image to the top right corner of the install screen. Set the logo checkbox. Select a path to the logo image in the Preferences dialog. ClickInstall supports many features that won't be used for this simple installer. Leave those fields empty. The title field names the installer window. The message field presents text that can be centered in the window. If the installed software requires a minimum OS version or it has minimum RAM requirements, set those options to warn the user. Add an optional copyright notice to the bottom of the installer screen. The installer can be generated for Intel processors, ARM, Apple Silicon, processors or universal to run native on any Mac computer. Select the License Agreement panel to present an optional license agreement before the install process begins. Click the Default button for a generic agreement. Edit the HTML formatted text and click the Preview button to see the finished result. Now click the Build button to generate the installer. Let's run the finished installer. Double-click to present the install screen. Click the Install button to begin the process. The license agreement is presented. The user must click I agree to continue the process. The install process may take several minutes to complete. At the end of that install process, the setup screen will disappear and the installed folder is highlighted within the Applications folder. Inside the folder, we see the application and user guide. Some applications do not supply a user guide or other support files. With a few changes to our setup record, that can easily be accomplished with ClickInstall. Let's modify our installer so only the application file itself resides in the Applications folder at the end of the install process. Select the Commands panel and click Install. In the From To field, enter the name of the application file stored in our Output folder. In the Copy To field, Enter the new path of the application file. Now add a delete command. Give the path of the original installed folder to be deleted. Click Build to generate the new installer. Now when we run the new installer, only the application itself resides in the applications folder at the end of the install process. This video provides a small taste of what is possible with ClickInstall. Other videos demonstrate how to code sign and notarize your finished installer with Apple.